Well, another week goes by and it's another garbage episode of Friday Night Smackdown, so I'm not even going to fool around. We're just going to get into it. We know the current state of this company. We know the current state of these shows. They're basically unwatchable, okay? And that is exactly what tonight was for the most part. I mean, there's nothing to talk about here. Every single thing that happened, you can literally go match by match, promo by promo, segment by segment. Every single thing that took place literally either didn't make any sense or just wasn't good. You can, it's as simple as that, bro. John Cena turned face last week on a random episode of Smackdown after being heel for 5 months. Then we also follow up now this week. John Cena saying that he's afraid the crowd won't remember him because apparently the greatest wrestler of all time, or one of the biggest wrestlers, if not the biggest wrestler ever, is going to actually sit there and be forgotten by the wrestling fans. That's his argument now. Then you also fast forward, Logan Paul comes out and it makes no sense, but he just declares a match with John Cena at Clash in Paris in a meaningless singles match. John Cena's retirement tour is going to go down in history as an absolute disaster unless there is some serious heavy lifting done by these final 3 or 4 months, because right now this is embarrassing. Why in the world is John Cena fighting Logan Paul in a meaningless match at Clash in Paris when you know Brock Lesnar just F5'd him like 5 days ago and he's not even showing up? What's next? Lesnar shows up at Clash in Paris and then F5 Cena after the match, and that sets up Cena versus Lesnar, a match that we have to wait another month to get. What is the booking on this, man? He's fighting meaningless matches at every show. None of these stories matter. They're not with engaging opponents. Like, it's just, this is an absolute travesty. And the fact that Triple H was the one who wanted the idea of Cena to be the one to turn heel rather than having Cody turn heel, which is what The Rock wanted as they show in WWE Unreal, okay? Triple H went with his idea and he booked the heel run, and it was an absolute disaster all under his doing. Don't blame Cena. Don't blame The Rock. Don't blame anyone. Triple H is also the reason why Brock Lesnar is back. It isn't John Cena. He even referenced it in his promo tonight. He didn't choose to bring back Brock. You know what I'm saying? Like Cena said in his quote, it's the same thing it's been for 25 years. They deal the cards and I play them. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. WWE gives him the storylines and he just works with it. So Triple H absolutely has disgusted everybody at this point with this Cena heel turn, and then obviously now with the booking of his final run as a face. But let's just see what happens in the next few months, but I don't think this is going to end up well at all. Now, with that being said, let's get into this episode. Before we start off, I just want to acknowledge something that I saw that basically says that WWE is looking into doing a 2 WrestleMania a year program in 2027, where they have WrestleMania in April, and then obviously later that year they'll have it in Saudi Arabia. Obviously, Saudi Arabia for this show alone will probably be playing them at least $200 or $300 million minimum. You know what I'm saying? So they're probably going to take that deal, and Saudi Arabia wants The Rock to headline the show. So I don't even know what to say about this at this point. This company's just too money hungry, man. You can blame TKO for this because that's just what this is. This is absolutely ridiculous. But again, Triple H is working in lockstep with TKO, so he agreed to this clearly. So I mean, this is a possibility that this might happen, but it is what it is. Then we move on. We open up the show with John Cena returning as a face. You know what I'm saying? So it's great to see him out there. There's great energy in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? John Cena comes out and basically is able to light everyone up. We're all happy to see John Cena as a face, you know what I'm saying, in one of his last appearances. And then John Cena basically gets on the mic. And one thing to note is that throughout this entire promo and the rest of the night, Brock Lesnar does not show up at all. And if the next time we see him is to beat up Cena at Clash in Paris, it's safe to say that not only has was the Lesnar return done out of shock factor, but there's no actual intelligence or booking behind it. All Triple H wanted was shock factor. Therefore, Brock Lesnar shows up. That's all that there is to this. There's no extra element of storytelling or actual effort put into any of this garbage. It's just, how can I make the biggest moment to make people go, wow, that's crazy that happened. And that's all it was. That's why Lesnar's not here tonight, and you're not going to see him for at least another 3 or 4 weeks until Clash in Paris. And then after that, you may see him once or twice leading up to Crown Jewel in Australia. And that's just a simple fact about it. John Cena basically thanks the fans and admits that his time is coming to a close. He says that he's scared that we'll forget about him, which again, I already explained why that makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? But John Cena says that he, that he's also scared of Brock Lesnar. But he also brings up the fact that he's not going down without a fight, as you guys saw at SummerSlam, and that no matter what happens, he will never, ever back down, and obviously he will never, ever give up. So John Cena says he's arrived and he's ready to go, and if anyone wants to challenge him backstage or in that locker room, wherever, come out, and if you want some, come get some. And then after John Cena says that and says he's not backing down, yada, 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 Logan Paul comes out. Logan Paul basically says that he is the show. He doesn't give a crap about Montreal, Canada, you know what I'm saying? He basically just says, I'm here because I am the show. And he brings up the fact that a few months ago, as John Cena did say in the meaningless tag match they had with Cody and Jay, it was Logan and Cena versus Cody and Jay, when Cena literally on one of the Smackdowns before said that Logan Paul wrestles better than 95% of people who grew up in the business and are actually doing wrestling. You get what I'm saying? And he says that Logan Paul was the future of the industry. These are things that John Cena said like 7 or 8 weeks ago. This is not that long ago. You get what I'm saying? But now we go back on all of that, and John Cena says that Logan Paul is a clown, and then basically Logan Paul and Cena, they brawl. Drew McIntyre comes in, and he can't stop thinking about Punk. You know what I mean? Drew McIntyre comes in there, they brawl, and then Cody Rhodes comes out, and then they force a tag match out of this for SmackDown. We then had in the main event Cody and Cena versus Logan and Drew. But here's the issue with Cody Rhodes. It's very obvious that he is forced so bad into every single feud that involves a bigger star than him. Just like last year, the only reason he and Solo main evented is because the championship was on the line and because Roman Reigns was coming back. That's the only reason that match main evented anything. You really think that Solo Sikoa versus Cody Rhodes is main eventing anything? You get me? It makes no sense. Every single PLE that Cody Rhodes was on as WWE champion, out of all of them, he maybe main evented like 4, and that's being generous. Out of the 10 to 12 PLEs he was on, he main evented like 4 or 5 of them at best. And the crazy thing is, last year he was doing a tag match with Roman Reigns at Bad Blood for nothing, because the main event story was with the main event guy, which is Roman Reigns. So they had to shove him into that storyline to make him relevant. And then afterwards, they had to shove him into the stuff with The Rock, and then shove him into the stuff with heel Cena. And then after he comes back, he's shoved back into the title picture. And now John Cena is feuding with Logan Paul, which has nothing to do with him. And then Cody Rhodes is now shoved into this. And the whole time, John Cena is pointing at Cody Rhodes. He's like, yeah, the champ is here, and points at Cody Rhodes. They're trying so bad to push this dude over and to give him the rub from Cena. But guys, I told you, he will always be a mid-card jobber pretending to be a main eventer. That's just what Cody Rhodes is. He was Stardust. I'm not saying you can't get better from being Stardust. He clearly has gotten better to an extent, but not much has changed. He is still a mid-card jobber. Why do you think that every single main event storyline with bigger stars than him, he has to be shoved into? It's just the facts, man. Like, come Mania season next year, watch what happens. If The Rock is around, or if Roman is around, whatever storyline that they're involved in, they'll probably find a way to shove Cody Rhodes into that storyline. If not, they'll find whatever is right underneath that, with CM Punk being a bigger star than Cody as well. They'll probably find a way to put Cody Rhodes in a match with CM Punk. That's what they have to do. They have to make Cody Rhodes, who is an alleged captain of the industry, the North Star of the wrestling industry. He respects you. He loves you. They have to shove him into bigger stories because he's not a big enough star, and that's just a simple fact. Why is Cody Rhodes even out here? You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand he's friends with Cena now in the storyline, but nobody cares about that stuff, man. Just have it be Logan versus Cena if you're even going to go down that stupid behind route. So it's the forcing of Cody Rhodes in the main event scene. Even though he has the belt, he still feels forced. That's how bad it's getting. And so we have to deal with another 8 to 10 months of this championship reign probably, but it is what it is. We then get the Tala Tonga and Tama Tonga and the Tonga Donga and the Lamba Damba and the Bapa Dapa and the Shapalapa. We get those dudes and Jefferson Cobb versus the Motor City Machine Bums. The Motor City Machine Bums obviously lose because Tala Tonga choke slams one of them. And then we get Sami Zayn versus Solo Sikoa. There's nothing to talk about here. The match ends in a fruit roll-up. That's all he says. I've been saying this, man, because it's been happening over and over again, especially in the feud that's been going on with Becky and Bayley and Lyra. All it's been is roll-ups. Every single match has at least 8 roll-up sequences. And then at the end of the day, you may get a actual clean finish maybe once in a blue moon. But other than that, you get nothing. Sami Zayn is supposed to be fighting for world titles. That's his whole thing now. That's what it's been the last few months, right? Is he wants to be a world champion. I want to be a world champion. Okay, and then he comes out and he's randomly challenging Solo Sikoa. It's like, what are we doing at this point, man? Who cares if you roll up Solo Sikoa? It's Solo Sikoa, man. Like, get real with yourself. So that's the situation with that. The match was pretty forgettable. I have nothing to say about it. It ended in a fruit roll-up. Enjoy it. Fruit by the foot. Enjoy. Okay? Then we get Carmelo Hayes backstage with The Miz. It's good to see him on the show and not in catering, backstage doing nothing. But you know what really clicked to me, and I saw this on Twitter like in a recent post a couple days ago. Carmelo Hayes was literally a top 2 or top 3 draft pick last year. Remember when they were in the draft and Carmelo Hayes was like the first or second and maybe the third pick and went to SmackDown? And then the first week they had him fighting in a main event SmackDown match versus Cody Rhodes. You get me? And he was like on and off, having matches with Cody Rhodes last year. And all of a sudden now he's struggling to even get TV time, and now he's negotiating tag matches with Nick Aldis. It's like, what are you talking about? And then the Miz just walks out of the room and he's like, you know what, Melo, I think I'm going to schedule a match for you and me to fight against, to fight against someone else. To fight against a tag team next week. I'm like, what are you talking about? You were a first round draft pick. Go in that office and demand a match. What are you talking about, man? It's so stupid how Melo just bends the knee and is just booked like a jobber, dude. Goodness gracious. But that's how you can't build new stars, because Triple H books his talent like this, man. It is what it is. Then we move on and we get an absolute cringe segment yet again between Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. It's very obvious to see that Alexa Bliss barely says any lines, because this is clearly built to get Charlotte to be a good face again and to get the crowd back on her side. This isn't done to benefit Alexa and Charlotte. It's really just done to hopefully get Charlotte more over and get the fans to appreciate her and like her again. And that's really all that this is. That's the main reason of this tag team. Eventually they will break up. Charlotte will likely go for world title gold, and she'll probably win it within the next year or so. So it is what it is, man. It's just a matter of time. But they come out to the ring. It's Alexa Bliss's birthday, so they give her a birthday. Charlotte Flair has a birthday cake basically in the ring, waiting for Alexa Bliss. And because she has the birthday cake waiting for Alexa Bliss, she also gives her another gift, which is Alexa's stuffed animal. I think it's called, what is it called? Alexandria, or like, I think it was Lily, right? Lily or Sarah, something like that. I don't know what this name is, but whatever it's called, she has that doll. Then Charlotte gives her a new doll named Charlie, okay, which is just so cringe, very weird, but the crowd kind of liked it, so I mean, I guess it worked, I don't know, okay? So Charlotte gives her a doll named Charlie, so she can have Lily and Charlie, and then Charlotte stands there in the middle of the ring and says, Alexa, go ahead and give me a hug. Hug me. Give me a hug. Appreciate me. Be proud of me. You know what I'm saying? And Alexa Bliss is just about to give her a hug, and then Chelsea Green comes out and starts saying a bunch of nonsense. It's a bunch of forgettable garbage. They then have a match. Chelsea Green predictably gets her head shoved into a cake, and then after that, Charlotte Flair puts her in the figure 4, and she taps out, and then that's basically it. I don't know what to say about this. I don't know what who was entertained by this. The crowd seemed to kind of like it, so I mean, hey, listen, I mean, if that works, then it is what it is. But me watching it at home, I thought it was pretty stupid. We then move on to get a backstage segment with Tiffany Stratton. At this point, it's time to move on from this championship reign. She's done nothing of note. I'm pretty sure she's had maybe 7 or 6 title defenses in the whole time of her championship reign. And on top of that, she's had no memorable feuds or stories or promos besides the one where she broke the 4th wall and actually, was being disrespectful towards Charlotte Flair openly. You know what I'm saying, about her history, like, outside of WWE. And that's all that she's done on the mic. And and then outside of that, she hasn't done anything. So I don't understand why she still has the title. I guess they don't feel confident in giving it to anyone else. But again, if Tiffany isn't good at really much of anything, she's athletic and she has a decent finisher, but you can't sit here and tell me that Tiffany Stratton is some amazing storyteller, amazing mic worker, and some amazing in-ring performer. It's just not reality. So she basically talks to Kathy Kelly and Jade Cargill backstage, and all you get from it is that it's Tiffy time. That's it. That's all she has to offer, man. It's infuriating. Then we move on. We get John Cena and R-Truth backstage. They basically have this thing where they're like acting like they're like in sync with their emotions and their actions. And then John Cena basically treats R-Truth like he's heel John Cena, and R-Truth treats John Cena like he's John Cena, classic John Cena, the good guy, So that was basically the backstage segment there. Kind of odd, but it had its fun moments, I guess you could say. Then we get to the main event, and all this match literally was like 8 minutes, like not even, it was like 6 minutes. I don't even think it was. This match was literally a 6-minute match, and it all rattles around Cody's like just brawling with Drew in the ring, and then he finally gets the hot tag to Cena. Cena hits all of his moves, even hits the AA actually, and then as he's about to go for the cover, Drew breaks it up. Then Cody and Drew brawl outside, and then Logan Paul just low blows Cena. They fade off into backstage area, and we don't see them the rest of it again for the last like 3 or 4 minutes of the show. And then Drew McIntyre beats up Cody Rhodes, hits him with his own championship, and then claymores him through the announce table. And Joe Tessitore, as he was doing all night, was overreacting like he did in the Sammy and Solo match. He's like, oh, it's a roll-up! It's a roll-up! Wow! You know what I'm saying? Like, calm down. It's not that deep. But that's basically the situation. Drew McIntyre then stands tall and tells Cody, I told you this was coming. I'm like, dude, you're a jobber. Let me explain to you guys something, right? Cody Rhodes, even though I really enjoyed the match that he had with Cena last week at SummerSlam, it was fun. It was really had really good energy to it. Obviously, we were all very excited to see Cena's final SummerSlam and all of that stuff, and it added to a lot to the match, and so did the crowd, of course. But the fact is, this match set a bad precedent because Cody Rhodes took like 6 or 7 attitude adjustments, one through a table, a super one in in the ring. He took multiple other ones as well. And he also got a STF put on him with an actual rope from the ring. And he got out of all of that and still won the match. So you mean to tell me that that same dude is going to ever lose to anyone else? It's impossible at this point. What is Drew McIntyre? If John Cena with 7 attitude adjustments couldn't beat Cody Rhodes, what makes you think that Drew McIntyre, who was pinned by Jey Uso this year, Jimmy Uso, Seth Rollins, he got beat by Damian Priest, knocked out in a steel cage match this year at Saturday Night Main Event, what makes you think that that guy is going to be beating Cody Rhodes? Like, what are you talking about at this point? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, Drew McIntyre got pinned by 1 RKO at Saturday Night Main Event. He's not beating anybody. This is what happens when you book people who you want to put in the main event scene and who have that talent as jobbers. Now Drew McIntyre is not believable in this role, and that's why he's probably going to get jobbed out by Cody Rhodes at Clash in Paris. So thanks for wasting Drew McIntyre's whole year of his career, Triple H. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that, dog. This SmackDown was absolute garbage. Unwatchable, weird, and simply garbage, okay? A bunch of the stuff that took place just made no sense, and it was actually pretty nonsensical and obviously, it wasn't entertaining pretty much at all. Great to see Cena, but again, this is one of Cena's final 12 shows, and this is the final product we got. Very disappointing. I'd give this episode like a 3 out of 10 max, and that's basically all I really have to say about this. Thank you guys for watching. Have a phenomenal day. Peace out, and one love.